What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at Flashback Firmino, 93 rated. You can't complain at that, to be honest. I think it's a bit of a cop-out from the Team of the Season version, maybe to get more in there and kind of still have a reason to give him a ridiculously high rating, but I just think Flashback, really? I really like the concept of Flashback being for the older generation players. Really appreciated that sort of Flashback. And I get what they're trying to do. They never said that Flashback was just for old players. But for me, all they've done there is not include him in the Team of the Season and just gave him a high-rated card anyway. Celebrating inclusion in Premier League Team of the Season 2018. It's a bit weak, really, in my opinion. But anyway, you can't complain. It's an SBC. It is very, very expensive, especially at the moment. Obviously, when I'm doing this video, the market is at an all-time high due to the BPL Team of the Season. So more than likely, he's around about 6 to 650k when the market decides to drop. But obviously, at the minute, it's looking in at around about 740 to 780 on Xbox and PlayStation. So very, very high rated. You need, in the first one, in the You'll Never Walk Alone, you need a minimum of 1 Liverpool player, 2 informs, 87 rated, 65 chem. Then in the Brazilian one, I can't say it. I'll butcher it. 1 Brazilian player minimum, 87 rated, 75 chem again. Then in the Premier League, you need 1 Premier League player, 2 informs, 86 rated, and again 70 chem. So all in all, 287 squads, 186 squad. 4 informs, minimum 1 BPL, 1 Brazilian, 1 Liverpool. For that, you get 150k worth of packs back. For me, that's not enough. I'd expect at least 200. 300 would be a bit of a push. I think, obviously, they don't like to do half the value, but they normally do about a third. And I think probably 250 would be something around about the nice range for me. And the fact that they haven't done that, I'm a bit disappointed. And that is what I'm marking him down as well. As an overall player, you've got to do the SBC to get this card. Obviously, you can use the loan, which is 10 games, which was what I did. Very, very simple in the weekly objectives. So go ahead and do that. Looking at actually Firmino in general, 4-star skiller, 4-star weak foot. That's pretty solid. 5'11", not tall, not small. In the middle, quite happy with that. High attacking and defensive work rates. Little bit of an issue because he does tend to kind of drift backwards and forwards a hell of a lot. Even with the stay forward motion on, he's still kind of in that neutral zone where he's kind of just wanting to come back. That is just work rates for you. And I do notice, obviously, with the 99 stamina, it's lucky he's got that, because I think that would have a huge impact if he didn't have that. I think that would be a very costly thing for him, in my opinion. But stat-wise overall, 90 pace, 93 shooting, 92 passing, 94 dribbling, and 90 physical. There's some very, very nice stats in this. A couple of the 99s, I think, or is there any? No, there's just stamina. So a couple of the high 90s. You've got 97 positioning, finishing, vision. You've got 95 composure, dribbling, and that's it for that. 96 ball control, 94 reactions, 98 short pass, 93 jumping. As you get the drift, there is a hell of a lot of 90s in this, and it's very, very nice to see. I think that is something you can take from this player, is you are getting a decent player out this SBC. Whether I think it's 700k worth is kind of based on opinion based, really. I think if you're a Liverpool fan, I think you're 100% worth it, because you're putting in for a card that's going to be his best card, let's face it. I think, what other versions has he got? He's got an 89, what is that, a team of the group stage, or team of the knockout stage, I think that is, 89, so you get an extra 4 bonus. The stat wise are considerably better. You get a 10 pace increase on this card as well, which is obviously even more fantastic. And I think, to be honest, I'd probably put him as a cam centre forward rather than a striker. I found him not being as consistent in front of goal, whereas passing, assisting, very, very nice in all areas, attacking. He does manage to get there, does manage to get players and go past them. And I think he does have the nice flair. You look there, lovely little skill move, just lacks that overall finish for me. It may be my shots, to be honest. I think he is very clinical when it comes to actually playing better with him. I think I kind of had a little bit of an issue. How that wasn't a pen, I don't get he pushed me over. I threw that one in just purely for the fact that he ran past him, did all the work, and then blatantly just gets pushed. Again, retrieving the ball, good at intercepting, good at making himself known, and very good just in general getting involved in play. And I think that's the biggest thing I take away with him, is that he just gets involved. You look here, gets the ball, strengths pass, done, header, goal. There you go. And that is how he plays. He's very much, give me the ball, let me see what I can do. His passing's fantastic. Shooting is better once you have better shooting, to be honest. I didn't have the greatest shots. I think I was forcing it a little bit too much with him. Whereas I think I should have been a bit more natural, and I think that's where his play style is. You force him through, he won't produce results. You let him kind of build up naturally, build up that speed. Like here, he just naturally gets in positions. I didn't force that. He perfectly just ran for the ball like he should, and easily went in for that goal. Very, very nice in general. So we are, once this is kind of clipped out, we're going to the overall review. I've kind of got a little thumbnail, and it's not the greatest. It's just a very work in progress at the minute. Let me know your feedback on it, because we're coming up now. Let me know your feedback on it. I've kind of just gone very basic for him, shown you a couple of things, pros, cons, value for coins, enjoyment, consistency, foot champs, and overall rating, just so we can kind of talk about it at the end. I want to try and keep the start of it, I like to do the squad, the stats, the clips, and then this all in separate kind of sections of it. So that's why I've kind of not really gone any more detail on this. But 6 out of 10 for value for coins. I think that's purely for SBC reasons. I think if he was out in packs as a team of the season, I think he'd be definitely up at the 8-9s, because I can't see him being I'd probably see him around about 600-700k, but tradable. And I think that adds that extra plus to me. 10 out of 10 for enjoyment. I really did find him very nice to play with. A nice dribbler, nice player to play with in general, and obviously links well with nice Brazilian players, links with Ronaldinho very, very nicely, and it was an enjoy to play with. He was very good, and I did rate him quite highly. Consistency, 8 out of 10. I think that's mainly for when I'm in the hard games. Is not as much of a game changer as for, say, Ronaldo, Ibra, the real meta players. And I think that's why I've kind of gave him that 2 off, just purely for the fact that he isn't the massive game changer. Foot champ's ready, 100%. He's definitely first team material, in my opinion. I don't think you could argue that. I think if you're going to pay that much money for him, you're going to expect a first team player. And that is personally what he is for me. Pros, dribbling, like I've said, attacking positioning was fantastic. Passing, again, another really nice trait for him. Some of the cons, I felt a little bit cheeky kind of putting the work rates and price of SBC, but I didn't really find anything wrong with his attacking game more than just like the cap of a 93. I think if it was a 99, there wouldn't be anything. But the work rates for me threw him a little bit off. I'm not saying like literally you'll notice a huge difference because he's got high, but you do notice that little bit of a wobble effect, kind of, is he there, is he not? And you'll know what I mean if you've played with him. And then price of SBC, I think that is a little bit too high at the minute. I think if it was more 500, maybe 550, with the same amount of packs, I'd probably bump it up a little bit more. But at the minute, with 600 to 700 during, obviously, when you buy him, when you do him, it is extortionate to only get 150k packs back for me. And that is why I've put that there. Overall rating, as you saw, is a 9.5. I think he's most definitely up there with the tier of very nice players, and I think he is a very nice addition to someone's team. But the only issue I've got is the fact that it is an SBC, he is untradeable, and we're in the mix of team of the season. Not anything where you can kind of dibble and dabble in SBCs. If you was grinding for him, fair enough, that's a really nice way to get him. But if you're going to actually go out and buy players and do all that, for me, it's just not the time. The team of the season's out. There's so many players. You can get Eriksen for practically that much, and his free rating's higher, and arguably slightly better in my opinion. But I'm a bit biased. I like Eriksen more than Firmino, so that's my biased opinion. But I think you've got that option there. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Feedback on all this review, how it would get better. Little criticism, all of that, all constructive criticism, may I add. Don't just say it's shit. I know it's not the greatest, but I'm trying. I want to try and improve this a bit more, and each time I try and do something else will always kind of help towards the review. So let me know down below what you think. That always helps me. All the comments I do listen to, I try and get back to everyone if it needs a response. If you're just saying words, and I may like it and do all that kind of stuff, just so you know that I've done it. I've had a look, but if it doesn't constitute a response, I won't just because we're getting quite a few now, and I'm trying to make sure I'm kind of giving 100% focus to the people that ask a question, compared to kind of saying stuff. But 9 times out of 10 I get back to everyone anyway, so I don't know why I said that. But if you did enjoy, make sure you give it a like, and we're going to be going forward with more reviews. I think Digne, Rice and Edison will be tomorrow. I think either 2 or... It depends on if there's any content. It may be just 2 of them. If there's no content, I may try and get all 3 out, but we'll see how that goes. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like I said, like down below is always appreciated, and if you're new around here, a subscription to the channel always helps. We're going for 3,000 subs. I think we're about 95 away or something along them lines. Absolutely incredible work, guys, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.